Alright, I'm back. I'm noticing that I got like 1,500 dropped frames. I have no idea when that happened. Um, I will try and keep an eye on it. I really need a better window arrangement to be able to see some of this stuff. Okay. Or I needed to like beep if it detects drops frames or something. Wonder if that's something that I can set up. Diary page. Attempting to use forces on the Dragon Towers was a mistake, as the lesson at Kriegspire taught us. We lost nearly a score of our mounts in the attack, and barely managed to deactivate the tower. Fortunately, our allies in Icewind Pass have located the keys to turn off the towers completely. Soon we will be able to fly again. The peasants scattering before us as the hares scatter before the wolves. I have been trapped in these caves for too long. Even Goliath, my mount, is becoming restless. With the Dragon Tower shut off and the armies to the south delayed from reaching us, we will be able to ride free once more. That is probably an upgrade to something. This we can enchant. Okay, yeah, someone's probably wearing a belt, which like isn't actually upgrading them actually. So I've got luck 21 and speed plus 19. Probably neither of which are really doing anything. I mean, yeah, that's probably... Oh, okay, this also does 10 speed. Yeah. Do you think it's better there? And that's an enchant. Okay, I wonder if I should go ahead and enchant this bow and see if I can get it to be an upgrade over something I've already got. 5 points of poison damage. Okay, yeah, that's just a straight upgrade over this. I can enchant this, although it also takes up a ton of inventory space. Okay, well, increased value is actually worth it. Because we can sell it for a lot. Okay. What's this guy doing? This guy must have been escaping. Oh no, he's full health. I don't know what he was doing. Or where he came from, but fine. Fire resistance 22. I mean, I don't think I have anything doing fire resistance, but that is probably an upgrade somehow by like fiddling around with our inventory. We'll worry about it in a little bit. Okay. I do think there's still like 2 more paths we can go down here. And if there's any amount of guys in here, we're gonna have to leave and come back at least one more time, maybe more, to sell all of our stuff. Now we are making a shit ton of money. I was kind of hoping we could manage to lure some of them down here. Maybe? I guess this one we can. Yeah, the worms like to kind of stay out of, don't really like to, you know, follow you, really. Maybe that one kind of looks like it's heading over here. Yeah, but then they all just went off to the side again. So let's get these guys over here. Then we can run over there and get the worms after we've gotten all these guys. I like that these guys don't break things, because that means we can just attack them. Okay, there must have been like, yeah, and there were multiple gray worms in there. So you can see that we're not completely invincible. And actually, there will be a dungeon later on where dispel is very common. Actually, you know, if you're used to being buffed up, it you know, I think even if you're not like making use of you know, things around the game where you can get buffed up very heavily, you know, even if you're just progressing normally, you eventually get to the point where you're casting a bunch of buff spells. And that dungeon is, in my opinion, the hardest in the game because of the dispels. That's one where I'm honestly tempted to, like, just run through instead of actually full clearing, but we'll see how it goes when we get there. 100% gonna be. Pull up an inventory again in a second. Ooh, I got another relic.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, we're probably gonna have to leave now so we can clear out our inventory again. And we had enough space for one more plate armor, so I'm glad I stuck around for just a second. And we actually had enough space for that. Actually, he does have a little bit of space in his inventory, so maybe we check these chests real quick. I think we can enchant those. This will make it a little bit more efficient. We'll have a little bit less to go through when we come back. This is interesting. So that's 16 armor class. Is that potentially better than something? Probably not. any of this fit? Yeah, actually it does. That's not much. Can we fit this? No. Okay. Time to go sell more junk.
Don't touch the merchandise. Come back soon. Looking for a weapon? Come again.
I may double check these just to make sure I'm not selling something I will regret. Seems fine. We're resistant to paralysis, so that is actually interesting. Like, in the cases where there are enemies which do paralysis, that's actually nice. So what does this do? Immune to flesh to stone. Shielding, plus 20 luck. Minus 20 speed. I mean, that does actually, like, cut her speed a little bit. Yeah, that actually does decrease her recovery time a little bit. I wonder if I have anything which, actually this does speed, right? 10 spell point speed and intellect. And that removes her regenerate spell points, but maybe I can, replace that somehow. Now, alternatively, I could give her this. "10 less armor, but 23 more electricity resistance." Kind of a hard choice to make. Okay, well let's sell this stuff we definitely can sell.
Come again. Don't touch the merchandise.
Yeah, similar to this, like in the cases where we're actually getting paralyzed, this would be better than probably extra armor. I don't know how often that is though. And also the fact that I have 2 people that can cure paralysis instead of just one, I feel like that makes it a lot less a lot less kind of must-have type scenario.
I don't know.
10 endurance armor and hit points. I think having elemental damage is just more important in that case.
Looking for a weapon? Come again. Don't touch the merchandise.
Okay, I think based on the fact that I have 2 people who can cure paralysis, I'm gonna go ahead and sell that. No, I did want to see... I may want to give her something which does, regen spell points. Needs like 1 more speed. No, alternatively... And again, similarly, I have 2 people who can cure stone to flesh, so being immune to it is not that big of a deal. So the question is really... And I will also generally have shielding on, so... Question is like 10 armor class better than 23 electrical resistance? I think I can definitely get rid of that now, though, and that... And this. Double damage versus demons is like the really bad weapon enchant. Do we hold on to this? I can probably also toss some of these letters, because not all of them are, actually, I think almost none of them are quest items. So I may actually do that at some point here. Hmm. Maybe start with this and then,
Don't touch the merchandise. Come back soon.
just a bit more later.
Looking for a weapon?
And I may do some fiddling around with my, equipment off stream.
Can we assist you? Luck be with you.
And maybe I Google and see if there's any notes that are important to hold on to. Okay. And hopefully this will be the last run through the dungeon that we need to do. I don't know if I finished checking everything down here. I think there may have been like one thing we didn't loot from the chest yet. Yeah, maybe when we get to 1,000,000, we go more aggressive on what we allow ourselves to pick up and need to sell. Problem is we can definitely get into a scenario where what was I saying? We can definitely get into a scenario where we go through a ton of money when we're trying to level up. We got some pretty sweet speedy characters now, and I think that clears the dungeon. So I didn't see any quest items, so unless there's something here, I don't think there is one. 10 endurance, armor, and hit points. I think that's just gonna be better than this. Shrinking Ray. We're not actually ever gonna use that. That's just all stat stuff, so we're selling. The hit points plus 21, maybe. Actually, do we potentially have multiple things on which regen stuff? Yeah, okay, we've got a Regions, spell points. No, okay. Just one of each.
Ah.
Alright, we may go poke our heads into the other dungeon that was here that we also didn't have a quest for yet. And may potentially never get a quest for. Don't forget to loot the chests.
Oh. Aha.
Make sure I saved the hit point one, that might be worthwhile. I think spell points we can just drop.
Oh.
Okay, now a ring of wear resistant to paralysis. That's more interesting. There are probably some rings that we're not super attached to. Okay. Amulet that does armor class, I think we can just drop.
Oh.
Okay, does anyone have a cloak doing cold resistance? No. We just sell that one.
Ah.
Sure, we're not going to get new items. We clear out the chest a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and sell this stuff real
Don't
quick.
touch the merchandise.
Double checking some of these things. I went through them pretty quickly.
Looking for a weapon? Come again. Looking for a weapon? Come again. Closed.
Shoot. After 4 p.m. Okay. Alrighty, let's go poke our head into Agar's laboratory. It's like a really small dungeon or like really weak enemies. We may actually go through it. I don't think I'm going to start the hunt for the memory crystals today. Maybe we
This place is a bit eerie.
do that tomorrow. I do not remember this this dungeon at all. I mean, I do remember these types of enemies. They show up elsewhere though as well. And they also don't appear to be that strong. So maybe we go ahead and look through here. This is a weird area. Assume this is gonna like open up at some point. This is another dungeon where I think maybe we like don't ever necessarily get a quest to do something in. It looks like there's a I was about to say, it looks like, oh shit. So these are the I don't know specifically which type it is, but one of these types of eyes does I think is the one that does the dispel, which makes the one of the later dungeons very difficult. Although now that the fact that none of them cast a spell is actually making me wonder if it's like maybe another enemy in that dungeon which is doing it. So if that's the case, that'd be something really nice to know about. 'Cause it would change my approach to the dungeon some, potentially. Okay, so we brought those up, but they didn't actually, like, do anything. That thing's still not open. I wonder if we're gonna have more eyes here. Looks like it. Because I think there's also liches in that dungeon, and I know liches cast Dispel, so maybe they're the ones casting Dispel. And these guys are just taking advantage of the fact that you've been dispelled. Increase knockback. Terrible. Okay, I wonder if those two switches open to this. Yeah, looks like it. Okay. I don't know if stepping on this made it go down or if pressing that button did. Because if stepping on it did, I may need to go back and press the button. Although maybe that button just like brings it back up if you somehow got into a state where it's down here. If it's just the birds, we're not worried at all. The various flying eyes are the spooky things. These things are pathetic. Did I keep a regenerate spell point thing on? I feel like she might not be regenerating spell points. So let me see, either hit points plus 12 or fire resistance plus 11. Okay, let's drop her hit points and give her a regen spell point ring. It looks like more buttons, which probably open up eye holes. I assume the maddening eye will resist insanity. You know, when I saw the sparkles, oh, there's the dispel, by the way. I'm curious if there are any items which do like resist dispel by any chance. I also wonder if I should just be like recasting our buffs, even you know, knowing that we could just end up getting dispelled again. It's a little interesting that like mousing my wall over that says column. That like kind of suggests that maybe it should be like interactable or something. Okay, that is probably worth keeping. cure insanity real quick. Okay, he's also afraid. This looks kind of like the last area. Oh, that kind of looks like it goes down again. Can't really tell from here if that's a end of dungeon type scenario or not. Okay, yeah. This button does move the elevator. I have no idea if shoot. I was about to say I have no idea if these are the specific eyes that cast a spell, but apparently so. Rebuff a bit here. I expect the hit points plus 12 thing is just something I get tossed. It's just not very much. But I'll check a little bit later.
Aha!
A door. I have no idea how much longer this goes. And I'm definitely getting the feeling that since I have no memory of this dungeon, it's one of those optional ones where there's like not necessarily any quest related to it. I can see some eyes over here. Got dispelled again. It might be one of those dungeons where it's like gives you a hint to another dungeon or something. That happens a few times where there's like a one dungeon will lead you to another dungeon which actually has the thing that you may be looking for. We're green, so maybe we've cleared this.
Got it!
Well, completely empty chest. Okay, sure. Okay, we're no longer green, so...
Quickly, we must move.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go out here just to see if it, like, takes you to the normal exit. It looks like it does. Just a double exit dungeon, kind of interesting, but... see if we can maybe get some of them over here. This is the kind of type of thing where... oh. Okay, he doesn't have much health, so... be able to kill him pretty quickly. He was named though, which is interesting. I was gonna say this is kind of the type of thing, if that nasty dungeon that I was talking about, where the enemies are kind of like slightly far away, which lets them like cast a dispel on you from far away or something. Or maybe able to like stay out of your range or anything. We're also, whenever we get unbuffed, we also lose our Day of the Gods shrine, which is the thing which buffs up our stats like crazy. They're even hard to hit with even hard to like get close enough to hit with melee. We're gonna run away in just a second here. We should be able to finish this out though. Shoot. Just immediately getting dispelled again. Yeah. Alright, that should be the end of that. I'm curious to see if the named Lich had anything. Don't think we're gonna bother I keep using move a weakness, but I think some of these people are afraid and I was casting Cure Weakness on them instead. The Cauldron. Okay, I'm curious. I suspect this does something, but it doesn't tell me what. So let's check level 58. That didn't change. 1924785. 1924785. 45655. Doesn't look like it changed either. 75, 49, 75, 70, 70, 75, 68. Doesn't look like it changed either. Maybe there's something like you have to be able to like protect yourself from that or something. 625, 373, 146. Didn't seem to change anything. Okay. I didn't think, okay, and also that guy seemed to have like absolutely nothing, which was kind of surprising. I thought maybe like the named guy would have something. Okay, these may be buffs. Actually, I mean, I'm sure I have something which does less than 19 armor class. And what about armor class 14? That's just a buff. Armor class 10 will be a buff for him. And maybe we actually give him the armor class 19, because this guy's got the plate armor on. I think, actually, spell points plus 18 might be better than something somebody has on. Probably not, though. Yeah, spell points plus 11. It's a straight upgrade. I'm noticing that, you know, kind of comes once I get to just kind of like a stable scenario where, oh, damn it. I was not expecting that to also kill me. So what does it say? Damn, it appears that I left the memory crystal in Kriegspire when we fled from my minotaurs. Never cross a bull with anything. I should have known the emotional instability of humans and the bad temper of bulls would have resulted in a complete disaster. I'll have to make a trip to the castle to get the crystal, but first I'll need some creatures to help me get past the minotaurs. Maybe if I were to create some sort of magical flying eye. So that's interesting. It does like point you to the castle as where the memory crystal is, but we kind of already knew that. I mean, didn't kind of. We definitely already knew that. Another artifact. I'm curious what protection is. +5 level is probably better. This does make my armor class go up by 2. It also... Okay, it also does 10 to all resistances except magic. I wonder what's better, 5 levels or this artifact? I feel like probably late game the artifact is. Maybe not right off the bat. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Who has boots that do something? Okay, cold. Okay, I think this is probably worthwhile. Just like even out his well, evens them out a little bit. Okay, I also think this will be better than just 6 spell points. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Some of these things I want to see if I should put on my character, but I may do that off stream, just figure out how to better arrange everything. Making sure nothing else is hiding in there. And I think I'm gonna, not right now, but when I get off stream, I think I'm gonna Google if carrying any of these journal scripts is important, because if not, I can drop those and clear up some of my inventory space. Yeah, and it's actually getting to night. I wonder... Okay, I can actually level up 4 times, which is actually a fair amount. So that's probably a good idea to do before we go to the next dungeon. And potentially the next dungeon is Castle Kriegspire, where the crystal is. Let me double check my journals. So yeah, I have 4 quests for the crystals. And then I have 2 quests in Kriegspire, one of which is the crystal. I have 2 in Darkmoor, one of which is the crystal. And I have the statuettes one, which will take me to Sweetwater and Dragon Sand. So maybe I do Kriegspire, then Sweetwater. It's like an order of things here. Okay, let's go train up.
Hey, looking well, not today. Well done. Well, not today. Well. Well, not today.
Okay, it's still mid-May, so we don't need to go find another shrine yet. Also, the shrines are no longer nearly as important as they used to be, because we've done all of them at least once. And now that I have a hireling who adds +4 to all my magic skills, I'm less interested in potentially leveling up Air Master. Trying to think if there's anything here I would want to do. I guess then, okay, you know, getting him to fire, or even like, so she sometimes uses Inferno as a spell. And if he does, he's really weak because he only has one skill point in fire. So I could make the argument to potentially get him up to it. Although I think in terms of like a damaging spell, either shrapnel or maybe sparks would be better in most scenarios, which would either be dark magic or air. So maybe I just hold off actually. And we may actually be at the point where we actually don't need to spend any skill points on anybody anymore until we get a new skill, which will still be a little while. So maybe we can just start hoarding skill points until we get there. We could do weapons to like, especially the bow, to decrease our recovery time. But again, not super relevant. I want to check something real quick. Actually, you know what? I'm probably going to be, whatever I end up doing here, I'm probably going to be, I'm probably going to be going directly into another dungeon, wherever that may be. So let me go ahead and get buffed up. But I wanted to check the barrels in New Sorbogold, because if one of them does speed, that would be nice. There's only a few, and I may have already actually done them again, so the chance of having one actually do speed is pretty low. Yeah, and we've already checked them again. Yeah. So yeah, not really anything to do. Okay, so I think the next bit of thing to do is
I don't know.
is to start working towards the memory crystals that the Oracle wants. But that is fairly involved.
Looking for a weapon.
So I think this is probably a good
Come again.
good stopping point.
Merchandise.
I may fiddle around with my equipment off stream and see if any of these things are like better on my character, or if I change stuff around, like who's wearing what, whatever. And I'm also going to see if I need to carry around these scrolls for any reason or drop them. And then next stream, I will either go to Sweetwater or Kriegspire,
Looking for a weapon.
and I will probably decide
See ya, cheap.
before stream.
Can I help you find anything?
Sweetwater
Thanks.
requires traveling, so that's a little bit more annoying. So maybe we start off in Kriegspire.
Can we assist you?
Okay. All right, cool. I think that is a good stopping point.